Hello, hello. Who is here with me live? It is Coach Christine here at Hello 7, and I want to see who is here with me live in this session right now. Join me in the chat. Hello, hello. Say hello. I would love to know where you're joining us from. So please comment in the chat. Let us know where you're joining this call from today. I would love to see you in the chat. And today we're going to be inviting Rachel up here to talk a little bit about like why you need a mastermind, because everybody needs a mastermind. I see Alabama, I see Atlanta, I see, hey, Coach Christine, hey, Jenny, how you doing? I see New Jersey, Wisconsin, New York City, another New York City. Love this. Germany, excellent. We attract people internationally. We support people internationally. This is wonderful. Dallas, Texas. I'm going to start with my accents in a second. It influences that. I love this. So there are many of you from across different planes, right? You're here from so many different parts of the world. And I really want to know, again, commenting in the chat, I would love to know who here is ready to make money in 2026. Show me your emoticon, hand up, say me. I would love to see that. Okay, who here is ready to make more money in 2026? I want to see you. Oh, I still see people showing up and telling me where they're coming from. I see another Texas. I see another Texas. Okay, me's. I'm seeing thumbs up. There must be a little delay. I'm seeing thumbs up, hands up. Who here is ready to make more money in 2026? Me, 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 me. That's how I'm reading that. I'm singing that out loud as I read it. I love this so much. Yes, who else is here? I know there are more of you, right? There are a number of you in this call today, and there is a reason that you're here, right? You want to know why you need a mastermind in your life, right? Why is it so important that you have a mastermind in your life? And I'll tell you, the queen herself, Rachel Rogers, is going to come in and tell you all about it, okay? So I see more me's. Tell me more. Tell me more. And I would also love to know, just by putting, let's see, what can you put in the chat? What can you put in the chat? If you are currently in our Hello 7 Mastermind, please write Hello 7 in the chat. I want to see, I know I see a few familiar names and handles in here in the space. So I think we have some people who are already in our mastermind, and I think we have some people who are really interested in learning. Why is it so important to be in a mastermind? I see a couple Hello 7s. Amazing. Another Texas. But there is a lot of Texas here today. Woo, love it so much. Okay, wonderful. I see a couple more. We've got Jenny, we've got Jory, we've got a couple people here that are currently in our mastermind. Love this so much. And let me ask you one more question. Why are you here today? So we have, this is a Q&A. So this is structured like a Q&A. Rachel's going to drop in here, and she is going to answer your questions about why you need a mastermind in your life. Okay, so because she's here to answer your questions, well, what do we need? We need your questions. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to start dropping your questions about why do you think you need a mastermind? What are your questions about needing a mastermind? What are your questions about anything to do with our mastermind? Throw them in the chat. Love Rachel. Well, of course, everyone loves Rachel, right? She's the queen bee. I love it. Yes. Okay, so you know what? There's no shame in coming in and watching and learning from all the things that are available for you in all of the ways that Rachel puts out great content and solutions, practical tips for you to help move your business along to the next level. And a mastermind is going to be here to help you do that, tenfold, 20-fold. So what I would love for you to do is start dropping in the chat the questions that you have for Rachel, the questions that you have about why you need a mastermind, because oftentimes this is one of the things that comes up, and I'm sure Rachel's going to talk about it, is like, I don't have the money yet. I can't afford to do it yet. Right. And it's like, okay, so what are we doing to shift that so that you can get the support that you need? Right. What do we need to shift in our mind? And what do we need to shift in our reality to get the kind of support? Right. One of the things that, okay, so I read you, of course she did, 1406, and it says, my side hustle ain't hustling. Okay, so what are your main questions for Rachel about a mastermind, right? Whether it's our mastermind, maybe you don't know anything about our mastermind, but what kinds of questions would you have for Rachel about why being a part of a mastermind is so important for you in your business. It is so important for you to grow. It's so important for you to be a part of something. I would love to have your questions answered. So we have a question: how can having a mastermind coach support me? Simple question, but I'm part of the newly diagnosed ADHD club. Me too. Hands up. I'm totally. What is a mastermind? Great question. I love that because I think there are various answers to that question. So Rachel will be able to respond to that and tell you a little bit more about what is a mastermind. And then, what it looks like, how a mastermind coach can support you inside of a mastermind. I love that question. Any other questions that we have coming up? I know you've got more questions, right? You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You're here for a Q&A. Why you need a mastermind. So what are your questions? Tell me more. I'm going to be constantly looking into that chat, seeing what your questions are, because I know Rachel can just drop in and just go on a riff. And we're here to answer your specific questions about mastermind. I don't have a clear vision for my side hustle, so I don't think I am. Don't think you are what? Tell me more. I don't have a clear vision, but again, maybe we can reframe that question. How do I get clarity on my vision for my side hustle? And how can a mastermind help me do that? Does that sound like a question you could ask? That was for you, the Whispering Fog. That was for you. Of course she did. Okay. So we've got the Whispering Fog says, how can a mastermind help us level up? Great question. We've got, how can a mastermind support me as a new life coach? Wonderful question. Another one, of course she did. I don't have a clear vision for, am I ready for a mastermind? Excellent. Thank you for dropping in that question. I don't know how to pronounce your handle here, but I'm going to say Advelev 407380. How do I start building my SWAT team? I'm looking for driven women who want to break the glass ceiling, but they seem hard to find. Ooh, so basically, how do you find the right people, right, to support you in this big thing that you're doing? I love this so much. Okay, so we've got some questions to get started with. Can mastermind help us as artists or as artist entrepreneurs? Sorry, I'm stumbling over that. It's like, how many words can you put together that are really hard to say back to back when you're a fast talker? So how can a mastermind help us as artist entrepreneurs? Another great question. Okay, now we're having these questions come through. These are great questions, right? And I love it. Bring no fear into this conversation, right? Or if you have the fear, let's push past it and ask the question anyway, because you're here to learn. You're here to know how to be able to take that next step, what that might look like for you, how it's going to support you. So I see a lot of those questions coming through in the chat. I love this so much. Okay, so tell me more. Let me ask one more question. Who in this space, who's here right now with us live, who has been a part of a coaching container or a mastermind already? Put a hand up or me in the chat. Okay, tell me in the chat. Who has been a part of a coaching experience and or a mastermind already in the past? Put your hand up or say me. Yes, keep those questions coming. Hey, Kishel. All right. I want to see more questions in the chat. And I want you to say me or yes if you have been a part of a coaching container of some sort and or a mastermind. I see Emerge Daily saying me. Oh, look, it's the queen herself. Look at this. She showed up and shows her beautiful face here. Hello.
Hello.
These people, I think, are getting ready for you. We've got more questions.
Amazing. Well, I'm ready for that.
Amazing. Well, I'll let you take it from here. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the intro, Christine. Hello, everybody. I am going to answer your questions, but before we do that, is it okay if I tell you a little story? Is that all right? Let me know in the chat if that's all right if I tell you a little story before we get started. A little story about my journey and where I began, where I found myself one day, many years ago, back when I started. Okay. All right. Y'all are down for the story? Amazing. Okay, great. So back in 2010, I was living in Arizona with my husband and my new baby. And I had just started my first business and we had no money. Okay. Barely any money to pay the rent. My husband was working at an Amazon warehouse. It was not enjoyable work. And I thought, man, I thought I would be further along by now. Has anybody ever felt like that? Any of y'all here ever felt like, man, I thought I would be further along by now? Have you ever thought, I'll never reach my full potential? Maybe that's a fear that's running in the back of your mind. Have you ever thought, am I just going to be broke forever? Or am I going to be in debt forever? How am I ever going to pay off these student loans or this credit card debt or whatever else you might be carrying? Have you ever thought, you know what? I'm just not built for this. Maybe I'm just not built to be a successful entrepreneur. Maybe that's why my side hustle is not hustling, as someone mentioned. And maybe you thought at some point, like, what is the point? Should I just give up on this dream? Should I just give up on the idea of ever being wealthy? Should I just give up on the idea of being my own boss, being in control of my time and making the kind of money that I want to make and being a millionaire? Like Rachel Rodgers told me I could one day be. Maybe it's all a lie and maybe I should just give up. Have you ever thought that? Yes, every day for way too long. Very real thoughts. I understand, okay? I understand. And I want to share with you what I did in that moment when I was back in Arizona with my newborn baby and my husband working at the Amazon warehouse. I had an opportunity. Somebody put opportunity in the chat, okay? Type opportunity if you understand. I had an opportunity arise. And when there's an opportunity, you got to speak up, right? You got to step up. You got to pay attention, right? You got to get focused when there's an opportunity in front of you. And so the opportunity was, there was an entrepreneur that I was following his work and, trying to learn about entrepreneurship for free, right? Because that's what we were all trying to do. This was back in the day. I'm talking 2010, y'all. That's when I started. And this guy had a video show, which was very uncommon. Right now, all we do is video, but back then it was all blogs, right? And so I followed him and he had a book coming out. And because he had a book coming out, he was willing to do things that he normally does not do, right? And so you could get an advertisement on his, online show for the price of purchasing 25 of his book, okay? And so I saw this opportunity. I was like, 25 books. And then I just started doing the math, And I'm like, okay, 25 books is $500. And then I was sweating and stressed because I'm like, $500 is a lot of money, right? Like that was a lot of money for me back then. But I had a credit card and it so happened to have a $500 credit line. Yes, my credit card only had $500 total. Now, I don't mean that's what was available. I mean, that was my total credit line was $500 at the time. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the leap. I'm going to swipe my card. I'm going to buy those 25 books. And I'm going to get an advertisement for my business on this show. Okay. So I took the leap. Somebody put leap in the chat. So I know y'all are with me. Okay. So I took the leap and I was like, God, I need you to deliver a client that pays me at least as much as I'm about to pay for these books, so I could pay off this credit card. Okay. I'm taking this leap, but I need you to meet me on the other side of this leap. Okay. And so I do the thing. My advertisement comes out. He does basically a commercial for my business, right? Which was a law practice at the time. Right before this episode that he does with this entrepreneur, another entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur. And so this woman entrepreneur is talking about how she helps businesses grow and some of the challenges that new entrepreneurs experience. And I was like, that's me. I'm experiencing all of those challenges. And she's talking about a program that she has coming out, which includes, a 2-day retreat in Arizona. And then it includes like several months of coaching after that. It was a mastermind. And I had never joined a mastermind. I had never heard of a mastermind. Like I didn't know anything about this world. And so I was like, that sounds amazing. I want to do that. So she had an opportunity to like book a call on her website. I booked the call. I got on a call with her. This was this time of year. It was like around Christmas time. And so I got on a call with her and she tells me about this opportunity to work with her. Somebody put opportunity in the chat again, because now we got another opportunity. Okay. And the program is $500 a month for a couple of months. I don't remember how many months it was. Okay. I just know that first payment was $500, another $500. And I was like, well, I don't got it. right? Like, I don't have the money. So how am I going to make this happen? And so I had an idea because I felt very strongly like I was supposed to do this. You know, that feeling you get when your like heart starts beating and you're like, this is for me. This is my opportunity. This is my chance, but I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. Anybody ever been there? Just let me know in the chat if you've been there. And so I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. I already spent the $500 on the books. I did not get that client yet. Right. So all that did was lead me to another opportunity to spend more money. Right. And so I was like, I know what I'm going to do. And I called up my credit card company and I said, hey, would you consider increasing my credit line to $1,000? And they did. They increased my credit line to $1,000. True story. And so I took that same credit card and I swiped another $500 payment. And I was like, God, it's me again. It's your girl. Remember how I had asked you for that client after that first leap that I took? Well, I didn't get that client yet. And now I'm taking another leap. I think this is you. I think you want me to do this. I'm going to do it. But I do really, really need you to deliver because I don't have the next pay. So I need you to help me make this happen. Okay. And so I took the second leap. Somebody put second leap in the chat. Okay. We got the first leap. Now we got to take another one. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's too much. It's scary. Right. So I showed up at the retreat. Okay. A month later, I'm at the retreat. I drove there. I was living in California at the time. I drove from San Luis Obispo. It was a long drive, but I was like, I can't afford that flight. So I drove. Okay. And I got there and it was in the mountains in Mesa, Arizona. It was like in like some canyon or something. There was like this beautiful resort that it was being hosted at. And I could not find it. So I literally got lost in the dark in this canyon when I arrived. And Pam came and found me. She left the retreat, got in her car, drove to find where I had gone off track, and then found me, hugged me, and led me back. Do you catch that metaphor? I was in the dark and she came and got me. Okay? Don't miss that. And so at the retreat, I'm there for 2 days. They're teaching me all the things. My brain is going, this is how it works. There's a system. There's a formula. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this, right? I didn't know how easy it could be. At the retreat, I'm sitting next to a woman named Liz. She's lovely. We have conversations. She's my client. She becomes the client that I asked for, right? Not only does she become a client, an ongoing client that pays me on a regular basis, but she also referred to me so many more. Liz was the plug. Okay. So at this mastermind, not only did I meet that, not only did I get a whole education, right? But I then met the clients who led to so many more clients that became repeat clients for my law practice. And I want you to know how much more money I made that year. Do y'all want to know? Tell us in the chat if you want to know how much more money I made after going to that retreat, after taking the first leap, which was to advertise, and then taking the second leap, which was to say yes to this mastermind opportunity. Okay, so that year, I went from making $60,000, right, which is what I made in my first year of business, to making $300,000, 5x'd my income, okay, in that 12-month period. Because of everything that I learned, everybody that I met, and all of the opportunities that came my way, right? Because I took a leap and then another leap, okay? And I'm still leaping to the tune of an 8-figure business, okay? But it doesn't come without leaps. And that's what I want you to know, right? Whatever it is, whatever you're dreaming about right now, whatever your big, exciting, audacious 2026 goals are, they're not going to happen without those leaps. That's what I know for sure, right? And there are, the billionaires of the world, right? Like Bezos and, Trump and whoever's running Apple and all those guys, right? They want you to think that making money is hard so that you'll keep a corporate job where they pay you okay to treat you like shit, right? You think they're paying you well, but then when you account for how they treat you, they're really not paying you enough for how they treat you, right? And it's just enough to keep you stuck in that cycle and keep you not betting on yourself and not taking that leap, right? Here's the truth that I know. I know that making money is easy. Making money is easy. Put it in the chat. Making money is easy. Even if you don't believe it right now, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it makes you a little salty to hear me say making money is easy, I want you to write it down in the chat. Okay? Making money is easy. Remind yourself of that. Hold that. Antagonize that thought, right? Like meditate on that because it is the truth. Making money is easy. And I want to share with you how easy it can be. I want to show you simple actions you can take to build a successful business, okay? And that is exactly what the Hello 7 Mastermind is all about. It's about me sharing with you what I've learned on this long 15-year journey, what I've seen from thousands of clients who I've helped earn a lot more money. Like doubling the income is on the low end of what we do. And that's what's possible. Making money is easy. You can learn how to do it and you can do it all the time. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you. If you're interested in learning more about the mastermind, I'm sure my team has some resource that we're supposed to share with you so that you can check out all the details. But the opportunity is being in a community, being led by me as your coach, as well as our team of Hello 7 coaches, Christine, who you met earlier, Kishelle is in the chat. We have other coaches as well, all trained personally by me, and being guided so that you don't got to be lost in the dark, right? So that you can have some help along the way and learn how you can make money be easy in your life, where you're not like, oh, I need this extra money. What am I going to do? Instead, you're like, I need this extra money. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay, bet. Let's go. Right? I want that to be your energy, right? And that's what a mastermind can do for you. Okay. So right now, I would love to answer the questions that you have about the program. I can tell you any details that you would like to know about the program. And then we go from there. Does that sound good? Just put yes in the chat if that sounds good. If you'd like to have your questions answered, if you are thinking about it, if you're like a little bit shook right now as you think about it, I'm here for you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and see what happens next. And so what I want to invite you to do actually is, I'm actually not going to invite you to join the mastermind right now. What I want to invite you to do is to take the first leap, right? The first leap is fill out the application. Fill out the application and get on a call with one of my team members. It might be Christine or Kishelle, who's in the chat, right? All amazing people who are not trying to convince you of anything, right? But just take the leap and apply and have the conversation and see if it's the right fit for you. And if it's not the right fit, trust me, we're gonna tell you, because we don't want to invite you in if we can't get you amazing results. Okay, so that's the leap that I want to invite you to take. And if you're down for that, put I'm down in the chat and then go click that link. It's hello7.co/mastermind. hello7.co/mm-apply is the link. So do that, fill out the application, book the call. And in the meantime, I will answer whatever questions you have. Let's do it. Okay, Lee wants to know. I mean, I know, team, let me know what questions are there. I think, are these the starred ones? Should I just start running through them? But I see Lee's question. I'm going to answer it. So Lee or Leanne, my question honestly is, if you know and you're willing to share what your human design type is. This came up a lot in my growth regarding who I am learning from and how they build stuff. Cool. I am a manifesting generator. Okay. And I only know that because Mary Angelica on my team, she's the creative director on our team. She taught me that. So what I learned about myself is that I love to present. I love to teach. I love to take complex information and share it with people. I am also a powerful manifester. So what I'm always looking to do and what I'm always teaching my clients how to do is to align your thoughts with the vision that you have for your life. That, like, trust me, I will give you all of the play-by-play, the step-by-step process of how to grow a business, how to make more money, how to get more customers, how to build the back-end operations of your business, how to build a team, how to build systems, like how to manage the finances of your company. I will teach you every single part of this. I know all of it. I've done it for years for myself. This is my second business, not my first one, right? That I was able to scale and grow and have a team and make good money, right? And then also I've done this obviously for thousands of entrepreneurs, and I'm an investor in many different companies. So like, this is what I do. So I can teach you all that. But the other part of what I teach you and the other part of the role of the mastermind is to help you keep your mind right, right? We have a vision right now. Many of you, and put it in the chat, tell me like one part of what you want for 2026. What's one of your goals for 2026? It could be how much money you want to make. It could be maybe working a little bit less. It could be maybe being able to travel. Maybe you want to buy a house next year. Maybe you want to pay off debt. Like, tell me one of your goals. Just put them in the chat so that we can share them, right? So you have these goals, and y'all are going to share your goals in the chat. And as you're holding these dreams, these visions in your mind, you are also thinking about all the ways it's not going to happen. Raise your hand if that's true for you, right? Like, let me know in the chat if that's true for you. This is my vision for my life. And then immediately, here's all the reasons why it's never going to happen. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so difficult. It's never going to happen for me. I don't know why. I should just give up now, right? And then we meditate on that all day. And that is not how you get what you want. If you want something, you need to have a single track mind, right? You need to look at that thing that you want. I want you to be thinking about it as you go to bed. Visualize yourself already having it. Visualize yourself having the feelings, right? Experience the feelings that you're going to have when you have reached that pinnacle, when you've paid off that debt, when you've reached that revenue goal, when you've hired that first employee, when you've purchased that house, right? Allow yourself to experience those feelings. When you're in that feeling state, that is when you're going to attract the exact thing that you want to you. That's when the ease is going to step in and make everything feel so much smoother, so much simpler. And that's when I hand you the playbook, that's like, here's the play-by-play that you need to do, because literally that's what we have in the mastermind, playbooks for every single thing that you need to do in your business. So I hand you the playbook, you're going to be like, done, so easy, done, right? Because you're aligned. Right? We have like this vision that we want, and then we just align ourselves to the vision that we don't want all day. Stop giving your attention to things you don't want. Give all of your attention to the vision that you do have, right? Even my friends who are activists right now, and they're like, listen, I'm creating a new world. Like, I'm not going to continue to argue with you and be antagonized about this world. This world's over. Like, did you not get the memo? This world is over. Okay? There is a new world that we are creating here. Those with vision, right? Activists. There's a new world being created, and I'm putting my attention there, and I'm working towards creating it, right? Like, that's something that we see in New York City's new mayor, Mamdani, right? Vision for a new world. We're going to give our attention there, right? And so same thing, the new world you're trying to create for yourself, your life, your business, that's where your attention needs to be. That's what's going to make it easier for you to get the things that you want in life. Okay. Okay. So I'm supposed to be answering questions. So let me do that. I'm just going to go through these questions that are starred. Okay. So I see there's a question on the screen. Thank you, team. All right. What is a mastermind? So a mastermind is really just a group of people who are similarly situated, right? So like in this case, for the Hello 7 Mastermind, everybody in there is an entrepreneur, right? Everybody in there is working on a business. It might be a side hustle, or it might be a business that you're already full-time in. You might be a 7-figure entrepreneur that has a team of 10, right? Or you might be just starting out, like you're a corporate girly, you're ready to leave, and you've got a side hustle that you want to turn into your main hustle, right? So whatever the case may be, right, we're all entrepreneurs. And so like-minded people, similarly situated, and who are working towards a similar goal, right? So everybody in the mastermind is looking to earn more, work less, have a great business that they love and enjoy, make a great living, be able to give back, live in their values, right? We all have that shared thing that we want. And so we're all working towards that together. Right. And so that's what a mastermind really is. It's just like-minded people coming together, getting together in, either in person or virtually on a regular basis to help each other, to support each other, to share resources, to share insights, to speak our names, in rooms full of opportunity, right? So that's what a mastermind is at its base level. And so the Hello 7 Mastermind, that's what we do. We get together every single week. Every week there is a call in the mastermind where we get together, and either it's coaching where I'm answering questions. It could be my leadership team answering questions. We have a planning call every Monday. So we start off the week with like, okay, what are our priorities for this week to win this week? And so those are some of the sessions that we do. We also get together in person 3 times a year in a retreat format. And we offer, unlimited one-on-one coaching, which is something that you have access to as a member. So like if you have an issue coming up or you need to map out your next launch or your next opportunity, you can jump on a call with a Hello 7 coach at any time. So like those are some of the features of it. But that's essentially what it is at its base is, like-minded professionals coming together to reach a goal that they all share, right? And everyone is there to support each other. That's really the purpose of it. So like another format would be, I just did a mastermind with a bunch of other 8- and 9-figure entrepreneurs last week. And we were all sharing things that worked for us this year, things we're not going to do again, various resources, teaching each other techniques and strategies. And it's amazing. I left with 4 killer strategies that I'm going to use next year to just next level my business even more, right? And so that's what a mastermind is. Okay, how can a mastermind help us level up? Okay, so the reason the mastermind helps you level up, because there's so much data that shows, right, that when there is actual studies that show this, you can set a goal, right? And if you set a goal and say like, hey, I want to accomplish this next year, your chances of accomplishing that goal are 10%. 10%. You have a 10% chance to hit that goal. That's sad, right? That sucks. I don't like those odds, and I want to give myself a better chance to actually reach my goals. And so 10% ain't good enough for me. However, if you state the specific goal, right? So like if you write it down and get real clear on what that goal is and share it with another person, now it shoots up to like 30%, right? Okay, 30%. Still sucks though, right? Like not good enough for me. But if you want to have a 95% chance of hitting your goal, this is data-based, right? There's an association of training and education, I forget the exact name of it, that this stat comes from. I'm happy to share it with anybody, or maybe somebody from my team can put it in the chat. But you have a 95% chance of hitting your goal if you state your goal clearly, write it down, if you share it with someone else. However, if you share it with someone else who's a mentor, you're more likely to hit it. And then if you meet with that person on a regular basis, have regular, calls where you're going to report on how you're doing towards that goal, right? And be held accountable by that person, your chances of hitting that goal are 95%. Okay. So this study is how we built the Hello 7 Mastermind. It is based on this. And so one of the amazing features of the mastermind is you're in a squad. So you have the community that you're going to meet entrepreneurs from every level and in all different industries. The diversity is incredible. And so you're going to have this robust network of people that can refer you, that will hire you, that you could hire them, that you share resources with each other and help each other. But then in addition to that, you have a small group squad of about 12 entrepreneurs that you're in, with a certified coach as your leader. So it's not your squad that you're running by yourself. No, our team is running it. And so you're in a small group squad of people who are all generating the same revenue level as you, right? So if you're at 7 figures, you're going to be with a bunch of other 7-figure business owners. If you're at 500,000, you're going to be with a bunch of other 500,000 business owners, right? In that range, not the exact amount, right? But in a range. If you just hit your first 6 figures and you're at 100,000, you're going to be with other entrepreneurs who are in that range of $100,000 to $250,000 in revenue, right? And so you're in a small group with people at the same stage of business as you, same stage of revenue as you, being led by a coach where you're meeting regularly and you're sharing your goals and they are holding you accountable to achieve those goals. That's what makes the magic happen, right? If we try to go it alone, it is less likely to happen, okay? All right, let me move on to the next question. So I have a concept. I have a concept for a planner idea, but I don't know where to start. Is the mastermind class right for me? Okay. I'm laughing because do you remember in this, it was like one of the debates where, or something, where Trump was like, he has concepts of a plan, right? That's what that made me think of. That's why I laughed. I'm not laughing at you. But you have a concept of an idea and you don't know where to start. Is the mastermind right for you? Yes. Okay. So we have squads of entrepreneurs who are new entrepreneurs. They're just starting out. They're working towards their first $25,000 in their business, right? So they might be at like $2,000 in recurring revenue at this time, right? So it's still a relatively small business, or they might be at zero and just started. So if you are just starting out and you're like, I have no idea what I want to do, we have a process for that you go through. So we have a curriculum for every level of business. So if you are a brand new entrepreneur creating your business for the first time, you have an idea, but you need to refine it. You need to get clarity on your offer. You need to come up with your marketing plan. You need to figure out how you're going to get those first few clients, etc. Right? That we can help you with all of that, right? That's what we do. And you'd be in the curriculum for that level. Right? Now, if you're at multiple six figures and you're like, I need to take these contractors and make them employees. I need to figure out how to make this offer more scalable without adding more of my time into it, right? I need to figure out how to streamline my marketing and sales because I'm on sales calls all day. It might be any number of those things. Then you're going to get a different curriculum for your level that is specific for you. That's going to help you go from 100 to 250 to passing that 250 mark and getting to 250 to 500,000, right? And so it's all about following the curriculum that makes sense for you at the stage of business you're in right now. Because a lot of times we're distracted on the internet. Oh, they're doing this over here. Let me try that. Oh, they're doing this over here. Let me go try that. Oh, that seemed to be working for them. Let me try that, right? And every 5 minutes, we're trying something new. And that's why we can't get consistent and see consistent results because we're just all over the place and we don't know what we're supposed to be doing. This refines that. You will never be lost, right? You know exactly what to do to get to your next level. And you also have a small group of people who are guiding you to that level. So no matter what stage you're in, you're going to get a very specific curriculum to follow and action steps to take. This is not busy work. These are action steps that grow your business and grow your revenue. And then you're going to graduate from that level and go to the next level. And that's exactly what all of the entrepreneurs are doing, right? That are in the mastermind. We've had entrepreneurs that are at, we just saw actually a new testimonial from one of our clients who came in as an H1, which means that their business was basically at ground zero, just starting out. And they went from H1 to H2 to H3. And now they're about to go into H4, right? So they went from 0 to 250 to 100 to $250,000 in recurring revenue in the space of a few months. And that's what's possible. Okay. All right. Next question. Team, I'm just waiting for you to put it on the screen because that seemed to be working. Okay. Can Mastermind help us as artist entrepreneurs? Absolutely. We have artists in the program. And also I have a special place in my heart for artists because first of all, 2 out of my 4 children are prolific artists. Okay. I mean, they are creating all the time. Like I used to say it was a hobby, but now I'm like, oh, it's an obsession. Like my youngest son, he loves to draw. He draws these intricate things and he will have just papers all over the floor because he's drawing just like mad. And then my daughter also is the same. She does illustrations, she crochets, she's like always making things, you know. But I also collect paintings and other art, mostly from Black and brown artists. So, but yes, we have artists in the program, and I've helped artists who are fine artists creating paintings. We've had musicians in the program. Trying to think of what other kinds of artists we've had in the program. An artist who is making pottery, other kinds of makers who make physical products in the program. So yes, artists are also entrepreneurs and the principles are the same, right? Like here's the thing, the principles of building a business are pretty established, right? And it's also, there's a specific way to go about it, especially as a woman of color, right? There are things that, you know, we might join an a mastermind with a bunch of white men in it, where there's assumptions made about what you have access to and what's possible for you that might be different than what your reality is, right? Because sometimes those places don't consider the fact that we are systemically, and historically excluded, right, from wealth, that are, as women, I don't know if you know this, but when you have a female name and they know you're a woman, right, they are automatically going to increase your interest rates on your credit cards or any loans that you take out automatically. There has been a whole sweeping study that's been done on this. Women pay more, period, on interest. So yes, I know that's going to piss you off, but yeah, you should be, right? And so it's like, there are certain things that we just have to deal with that sometimes men do not consider. And so this program is built knowing, like, just assuming that you basically do not have, a bank account with hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest in the business. So like, what's your strategy for getting clients if you don't have $100,000 to go spend on advertising, right? And so we're going to teach you how to do that. That's exactly how I did it. That's how I've taught so many other entrepreneurs to do it. So it's like, we don't assume that you've got, a loan from your uncle, right? We assume that you're starting with your two hands and your genius. And with that, you can build a very successful 7-8-figure business, and I'm an example of that. And we have many more, so many client stories to share with you who did the same thing. Another entrepreneur that came to us this year, she joined the mastermind at the top of the year. She was at $500,000 in annual revenue in her business. By September, she was at 7 figures. So in 9 or 10 months, she grew her business and doubled her revenue in 10 months. So imagine what she's about to do in year 2, right? Imagine what else is going to be possible, right? So like, that's what happens. You take that leap and then you get access to the resources, to the support, the community, the coaching. All of this helps to keep your mindset in the right place. And then suddenly you're able to do so much more than you would be able to do by yourself and on your own. Okay, more questions. What else we got? Okay, I have ADHD. Can I be saved by the mastermind gods? Is it really possible for a mind and behavior pattern that I need to break, but then I see a new idea? Okay, so listen, there are many entrepreneurs that are in our mastermind right now who have ADHD. Or other, there are other disabilities that are represented in our mastermind. People with chronic illnesses, people with all kinds of things going on. Like, we're building businesses in spite of life, right? None of us is showing up perfect. None of us is the most organized, most productive person. I'm the first person to tell you. In fact, I was having a conversation with my husband yesterday, and he was kind of like, maybe you should get tested for ADHD. I might. Like, I struggle to stay focused, right? I can go on tears where I'm like hyper focused for long periods of time. And then I have other times where I'm constantly context switching and I cannot stay focused, right? And it's like I go back and forth between either I'm like scattered everywhere or I'm hyper focused. It's one or the other and never anything in between. Now, I don't know if that's ADHD or not. I'm not sure, but I do know that I still have been able to build a very successful business. So I just want you to know that, like, the things that make you you are actually a superpower. And that is what I have discovered. And that's what I teach. It's what I talked about in my book, We Should All Be Millionaires. That's what I want us to all know, that like the things that make you uniquely you are actually a superpower, right? And what we want to do is build the business for that, right? Hello 7 is really built around my strengths. And I have shored up my weaknesses by hiring amazing team members who are great at the things that I'm terrible at, right? And so there is a way to do this where your offer and the business model around your business is hyper aligned with who you are as a person and how you like to show up, how you like to work, what you are naturally talented for, right? And so this does not have to be a weakness at all. I don't even see it as a weakness. I think it's an opportunity. And the more you can be, the more clear you can be on who you are, the more you can bring your personality out and your truth out, and then build your offer and your business model around that. And we have a formula for exactly how to do that. That's why, like, I'm never advising, oh, you should build this business, or this topic is hot right now, you should build a business in that. Never. You should build a business around you. You are the secret sauce. Okay. You are the secret sauce. You are the special talent. You are, the competitive edge. So build the business around your talent and skills. And that's how you're going to have a business that's aligned. You're going to have a business that's going to be enjoyable for you to run for years to come. And that you don't need a ton of discipline, right? In order to succeed. You just need to show up and be you, right? Because you've built a business model that aligns with how you work. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope that's helpful. All right. Okay. Fundraising as a brown woman founder feels especially challenging. Tech B2C SaaS product. Okay, awesome. Will the program help address that challenge? Yes, because what I recommend, I mean, and you could still go this route, right? So I'm an investor in multiple software businesses, and also have software businesses that are included in, that are part of the mastermind that I've worked with as clients over the years. And so what I want to encourage you to do, yes, you can raise money. And I have investor friends. I have resources for you that I can share with you. So there's definitely opportunity there. But what I'm also going to advise you to do is to look for opportunities to actually raise money from your customer base. And that's something that I have done myself, that I have advised many of my clients to do, mostly woman run. So actually, I think that's all of my clients have been women run software businesses that I've advised. I mean, all of the software businesses that I've advised have been run by women, except back in the day when I was a lawyer, I had a lot of software companies as clients that were run by men. And it used to make me want to pull my hair out because they would raise millions and millions of dollars and they still couldn't even explain what the product did. Like I'd be drafting their contracts and I'd be like, explain it to me again. because this don't make no sense. What does this do? But you know, people are just throwing tens of millions of dollars at them. And I'm just like, wow. Yeah, it is super frustrating. But yes, there is a way around it. And there are other ways, right? So yes, you can raise capital and I can talk to you about that. And I can help you with that. And you can also raise money in some other strategic ways. I won't say they're more strategic, but just the reality is there is so little VC money that's actually going to women and women of color that I don't think that can be the only avenue we're relying on. Okay. So I will share with you some other strategies that are very effective to get capital to come in without diluting your business, and allowing you to grow and scale. Okay. What are some tips you can provide to push through fear when it comes to revenue generating activities? Yes. Okay. So sometimes people say to me, like, how did you get this money mindset? Like, how did you get to just believe in yourself? Right. Because I think that's half the battle, is just believing in yourself. So one thing I always say is, first, courage over confidence. Right? Like we want to show up confident, but this confidence that I have today was non-existent in 2010 when I started, right? Because confidence comes from experience. That's really where you're getting confidence from. And so we can't just manufacture it or make it up. I mean, maybe we could, I don't know. Maybe we could just show up confident with zero experience, but I think that that's less likely. But what we can have is courage, the courage to start, the courage to try, the courage to fail publicly, right? The courage to do it anyway, no matter what anybody else thinks. It's the courage that matters. It's the willingness to show up and do it, okay? And so 2 things that I want to share with you. One is one of the tricks that I have to get myself to do things when I'm afraid is something that my mother said to me. So I interned for Hillary Clinton back in the day. But when she was a junior senator, this was the first time she had become a politician in her own right. And I was an intern for her office in DC. And I had gotten this opportunity to intern, and it was like a semester in DC. So I would have classes there and then also do this internship on the Hill. And I was terrified. So the night before I was supposed to get on the train and go, this is my first time leaving home. I was like 19. I was in the shower sobbing dramatically, as one does, you know, as a 19-year-old. And my mother comes in and she's like, girl, what is happening? Why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm afraid. I don't want to get on the train. I don't want to go. But it was more like, I don't want to go, you know, one of those. And my mother said to me, she was like, listen, you get on the train tomorrow, you go, you check it out. If you don't like it, you can get back on the train and come home. And that has been the unlock for me to get me to do scary things all this time. So every single time I'm about to take the leap and do something scary, I say to myself, you can always go back. You can always get a job you hate. You can always move back home. You can always, you know, like basically reverse the thing that you're about to take a leap on. You can always back out of it, right? Like this is how I trick myself into doing things. And then do I ever back out of it? No. Sometimes I just need to know I got a fail safe just in case it doesn't work out. That's what gets me to take that leap. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing that I want to tell you, the other trick, the way that I got this money mindset, right? This belief in myself, this ability to take action and just go for it, is by being in a community of badass, powerful women. Really, that's what did it, right? When I look back and say like, oh, how was I able to take action in those early days? It was this investment that I made in my coach Pam back in the day, right? To be in a community with a bunch of badass women who were taking risks and going for it and building businesses in all kinds of industries and getting wins. And I'm watching them and I'm a part of this community. And it's like, I borrowed their belief. I borrowed their courage. That community rubbed off on me. And I was just like, yo, I'm doing it too. Right. And so I think that that's why masterminds are so powerful, because, and that's why literally every offer that I've ever done at Hello 7 always includes community, because I know the power of being in a community with other like-minded people who are going for it, who are doing the damn thing, right? Even if they're failing and then recovering, you get to watch all of that. And it just really builds that belief and that courage within you. And it becomes so much easier to take a leap because you're surrounded by people who are leaping all day, every day. And there is just nothing like it. When we try to be a lone wolf, I promise you, you are making it about 10,000 times harder than it needs to be. If you are in a community of people, I'm telling you, you're going to get there so much faster, so much easier. You're going to feel lighter. It's going to feel less scary because you've got a squad who's got you. Community is everything, okay? Like literally, community is everything. If you take nothing else from this time together, community is everything. So your mindset is going to immediately shift as soon as you get in a community of like-minded people, okay? Awesome. All right, next question. We have 5 minutes left. How many more questions do we have? Let me see if I can like rapid fire, because I just be going on a tear. And before I get into the next question, I do want to say that we did the mastermind this year with 2025 pricing. Okay. So that was introductory pricing. We have since added a whole bunch of amazing features throughout the year to this program, including just additional times to get together in person, the resources that we have created and improved, just so many things, so many features and benefits of this program. And so the price is going up significantly on Tuesday. Okay. So Tuesday of next week is going to be 2026 pricing, and we're not going back. Okay. Somebody put, we're not going back in the chat. Okay. Like Kamala said, we're not going back. So if you know you want to join the mastermind, I would get in here now, because this is your opportunity to get the 2026 mastermind experience at the 2025 price, which is thousands of dollars less than what you would pay, right? Starting next Tuesday. So if you're thinking about it, apply, book your call right away, get in there, make it happen, because otherwise you're going to pay a lot more. Right. And it's worth it. It is 100% worth the new price. It is worth far more than the new price. So that's why this price that it is today is a steal. And usually when people hear the price, they say it's a steal. So I would jump on it. Okay. All right. Hit me with the next question. What even is a mastermind? Like, what makes it different from a group program or a course? Okay. So like a course or a group program, those are usually like, it's like a step-by-step process. You're walking through material, right? Sometimes you're doing a DIY by yourself. Sometimes you're doing it with a coach or with a leader or teacher or guide, where you have like Q&A calls with them or something like that. So that's a very finite thing, right? A mastermind is an ongoing experience. So this mastermind experience is a 3-year curriculum, but you only commit for 1 year at a time. Okay. Does that make sense? So it's 3 years, because we expect that you are going to go from 0 to multiple 7 figures within 3 years, right? And we are going to guide you every step of the way, right? That's if you're starting at 0. If you're starting at 250,000, you're going to get to 7 figures a lot faster. And then once you get to 7 figures, you're going to be like, okay, now 3 million. Okay, now 5 million. Okay, now 10 million, right? And so we are going to help guide you all the way there. And so it's an ongoing program. That's not this like, okay, we're going to work on this finite thing, specific thing, and that's it. We're done after that, right? So it might be like a 6-week course and then you're done, right? It's a small, short window. A mastermind is an ongoing experience where you've got community that's always there. You have ongoing calls When you're in launch mode, you have that support. When you're not in launch mode, you have that support. When you're hiring your first person, you have that support. When you're coming up with your next offer, you have that. So it's ongoing. And so the benefit is this is a community that knows you. You know the other people, you build real lasting friendships in the community, and you have ongoing support that is not ending at the end of this course, right? So it's not like a limited thing. Now there is training and material, but it's not limited, right? So it's like, you could take a course that's like, okay, I'm going to learn Facebook ads, right? And there's like a course, you learn Facebook ads. It's like a 6-week course, you take it and then it's over, right? We will teach you how to do advertising, right? We will teach you how to do marketing. We will teach you how to do sales. We will also teach you how to hire. We will also teach you how to scale your operations. We will also teach you how to lead your team, how to train a new employee. We will also teach you how to manage the finances of your business, how to create a legal foundation in your business. So like, there's no part of building a business that we are not going to teach you about in this program, right? So it's not a specific topic. It's like, the topic is scaling your business to 7 figures, okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay, next question. Okay, what happens if I fall behind or can't attend everything? So Dominique, there is no fall behind. We actually do in orientation, you're gonna see, we talk about, you could be the turtle or you could be the rabbit or you could be a combo of the two, right? So if you're the turtle, then you will work on a new project maybe every 2 months, right? So you might say like, okay, I'm going to work on this project and I'm going to give myself 8 weeks to complete this project. And then when that's done, I'm going to take on the next one, right? And so that might be a turtle's pace. Or you might be a rabbit where you're like, I'm going to take on a project and bang this out in 2 weeks. And then I'm ready for the next one, right? So like every 2 weeks, I want to be taking on a new project and getting it done and making massive progress in my business because I'm hungry and I'm ready to go, ugh, right? Like that might be your energy, right? Or you might be chill vibes. Either way, both win in this program. Or you might be somewhere in between where you're like, okay, I want to complete 1 project a month. 1 project a month I'm going to work on in my business that's going to help me grow my business. Complete it in the space of 30 days. And then next month I'll take on the next one, right? So anywhere in between, you get to move at the pace that works for you, right? So especially because you have one-on-one support, you get one-on-one coaching as often as you need it, you get to move at the pace that you want to, right? And in your squad is all working on the same things, right? Like, because they're all at the same stage of business. So they're all working on similar style projects. And so it works even if you're working at different paces, okay? So you do not have to do it fast. You do not have to worry about getting behind. If you're like, hey, it's my grandmother's 80th, right? Like I'm going away for the week. I'm not going to be back, or I'm going away for 2 weeks, right? I take off the month of July every year. I take a 2-week Christmas break, right? And yet things keep rolling, right? And yet the business keeps growing. So we will show you how to do that. That's the whole point of this. I'm teaching you how to build a business that is sustainable, that works with real life, and that is not based on some breakneck pace. That's white supremacy culture that we're not interested in, right? You get to work at the pace that works for you. I've tried programs before and didn't get results. I'm afraid of this being the same. How do I prevent this? So Monica, you should, talk to other people, read the testimonials. We have, if you go to hello7.co/spotlight, you can see tons of success stories. There's so many, there's more than we could possibly pull together. You can also look on the mastermind sales page, which I think my team has shared. Maybe they have, maybe I don't know. But basically we have testimonials all over our website, right? And if you go to hello7.co/spotlight, you can see lots of success stories specifically from this program. Okay. So check that out. And that's part of, doing your due diligence to make sure that you feel like this is going to work for you. And you see examples of success, because there are many, 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 many stories, more than we can share. However, there's no avoiding like making a mistake, right? There's no not taking a risk, right? Remember how I said in my story, I was sharing how I took a leap and then I had to take another leap, right? I was not guaranteed that this program was going to work for me. I was not guaranteed that buying those 25 books was going to get me a client, right? We're not guaranteed a damn thing in life, okay? Just so you know, we are not guaranteed success. And if you walk through life trying to have guarantees and only taking a leap when you feel like you are absolutely certain 100% is going to work for you and there's no risk involved, trust me, you're not going to take enough action and you're not going to get the success that you're after. So promise me this, whether you decide to invest in this mastermind or not, start taking leaps. Get comfortable with risk. right? Faith is the belief in things not seen, right? I believe my vision for my life is going to happen. I've believed it so far. It's all happened, and I'm believing in the next things. Even though they seem far-fetched and I have no idea how to get there, I choose to believe in it, even though I have no guarantees and no one can make it certain for me. But I still choose to believe in it. I still choose to have faith in it. And that faith is an important part of success, right? Having that faith, believing in it, and then taking action that meets that faith. I promise you, this is the path to success. There is no version. People say like, building wealth and making money comes from hard work. No, it doesn't. Every single person on this live right now knows somebody who works their ass off and is not wealthy, right? Let me know in the chat, because I guarantee you got an auntie, your uncle, your mother, your father, yourself, your brother, your sister, people that you know in your life who are working so very hard and do not have wealth. So clearly, wealth does not equal hard work, right? If you work hard, money will come. Wrong. That's a lie. I'm going to tell you right now. You know what the truth is? The truth is, if you take risks, then you will build wealth, right? If you take smart, strategic risks, that's when you're going to build wealth. And every risk doesn't mean you always hit it, right? Risks means that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have fails. You're going to try things that didn't work, but you're going to learn from the things that didn't work, what does work, right? And so that's a part of building a business. So just please get comfortable with risk, and that's going to help you a lot. The other thing I want to tell you is a story. I joined a mastermind that was majority white guys years ago. And they mistreated me and then ousted me from the group because I was exceeding everybody else's results. And so therefore they tossed me out because they didn't like that. Even though I was sharing, I was not gatekeeping. I was sharing how I was doing it. And they even asked me to teach in the masterminds. I was teaching other people, not getting paid for it. Okay. And then they kicked me out the group in a really painful way. And I talk about it in my book. So if you read We Shall Be Millionaires, the story is in there, right? And so I allowed that to stop me from joining masterminds for years. And then when I went back to masterminding again and joined another group and like really went all in, I had massive results again. And I realized, wow, because I had that bad experience, I let that bad experience stop me, right? From like saying yes to like I had even joined one, but I didn't go to any of the events. I was kind of like standoffish with it. I wouldn't go all in. So even though I paid the money, I still wasn't all in, you know what I mean? Like I normally would be, because I was fearful. And I didn't even realize how much that was stopping me. That story of this bad experience that I had, which was really bad, right? These were people I trusted. I went on vacations with them, and then they really mistreated me. And I did not deserve that, okay? However, if I let that story stop me from joining anything else, like even the mastermind I was in last week, the growth that happens when you are with fellow entrepreneurs and no one's gatekeeping and everyone's sharing what's working, led by somebody who's done it before, which is me, right? The growth that you have is so exponential. Like, don't let a bad experience stop you from joining again, because it's going to stop you from having the growth that you want to be having. Okay. So just like life comes with mistakes, life is messy. Okay. So, do your due diligence, read the results, and then show up. And here's the thing. When I join something, I know I'm going to get the results because I know I can count on me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to watch the trainings. I'm going to show up to the calls. I'm going to get my questions answered. And then I'm going to go do this work. And then I'm going to go get these ones. Okay. And I'm going to see this growth because I know how I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up and be a student. I'm going to be coachable. Even when I'm like, yo, you want me to do what? That sounds crazy. Are you sure that's going to work? I'll still go do it. I'll try anything once, And so that I know I can rely on for myself. And so that's why it's not as scary for me now to make investments in my business, because I know I'm going to show up and bring my 100% A game. So if you know you can count on you to show up, then let that be the guarantee, right? That's the most guarantee you're going to get. Okay. But you will be in great hands in this mastermind, and you can, read some of the testimonials or talk to some of the people who've been in it, and they can share with you. Okay. All right. Do we have time for a couple more, team? Let me know. Okay, Terry, love this question. How do I make the most out of my experience in a mastermind to ensure I get the most out of it and win? Yes, Terry. Okay. Here's my game plan. I went to law school. Okay. And I treat, when I join a mastermind or anything really, I treat it like I go back to my student mode from law school. And so what that means is like, I'll get me a fresh new notebook, right? I will I'll watch the trainings and make sure I'm taking notes when I watch them. I'll re-listen to them when I go for walks so that I can really let it sink in. I always have something positive playing in my ear. So I'll always be watching a training or a Q&A call or whatever. I'll just listen to the recordings all the time, because just having it in my ears all the time and just I'm constantly learning and absorbing things, right? So that's one strategy that I have. The other thing is I look at my calendar and I say, when am I going to do the work from that I'm learning from this program? And so I'll block off time periods, like at least two slots a week, where it's like, it could be even just an hour that I block off, like 1 a.m. on Wednesdays, 1 on Fridays, right? Or it might be Saturday afternoon when I know my kid is napping. That's when I'll work on it, right? And so I'll block off times that I know I'm going to work on it. Then I get a friend involved and I say, hey, I'm joining this thing. I'm working on this thing. I need you to hold me accountable, right? Or it might be somebody else who's in the mastermind that I'm joining that I asked for that. So get accountability buddy, right? Which is built into this program. Block the time in your calendar. All right. I also like to, when I'm starting a new program, write down my list of current excuses. We all got them, right? Like, I don't have time. My child needs me. I'm overwhelmed right now. Whatever your go-to excuses are, I like to write them down and I like to share them with my accountability partner, like almost like out myself, right? So that when I'm giving those excuses, my accountability partner can be like, now, is this really what's going on? Or is this your go-to excuse that you're using because you're shook right now and you're scared to take action, So these are some of the things that I do and how I show up in a mastermind to make sure that I get the results. Okay. So show up and be a student, be coachable, participate, listen to as much as possible, block time, schedule the time that you're going to work on your business and work on the work from it. And then get an accountability partner and out yourself with your list of go-to excuses because we all have them. Okay. How can a mastermind support me as a new life coach? Oh my gosh, I love this, Tiffany. Yes. I mean, first of all, at Hello 7, we have certified coaches. So we have trained Hello 7 coaches. And so this is part of what we do is we teach them how, as new coaches, how to get clients. So the mastermind can support you with 1, not sitting in fear, taking immediate action, getting clients, creating your programming, helping you with your pricing, helping you with your operations and how you run the back end of your business. So everything feels streamlined. Like as a coach, one of my challenges used to be follow-up. Like I'd have a coaching call with a client and then I would never send them the notes that I told them I was going to send them because I'm terrible with follow-up. So I had to create a system so they get the follow-up without me having to do any of the things that I know is going to be a struggle. This is what I mean when I say build the business model around you, right? Know your weaknesses and build accordingly. So those are some of the things that we can help you with as a coach. And also just like helping you with your mindset piece, because here's one of the things about coaches, life coaches and mindset coaches, I would say probably executive coaches too, business coaches, is that sometimes we're so busy coaching ourselves that we'll coach ourselves of the actions we need to be taking. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody here who does like a lot of personal development work, reads a lot of personal development books and listens to all the podcasts and all the things, sometimes we are so busy analyzing our thoughts, right? That we actually start to drink our own Kool-Aid. Actually, we need somebody else to coach us. We need to stop coaching ourselves sometimes, okay? Because we cannot see our own blind spots. No one can. So that's the other thing that's going to help you as well. So those are just some of the examples that we could help you with. But for sure, we can help you scale your coaching business. Okay. Does the program help new authors and motivational speakers build their new business? Yes. Here I am. I am an author. I'm a motivational speaker. And so many of our members of the mastermind do have speaking practices and are writing books, have already written books, are working on their next book deal. I actually have a training that I've done called $1 Million Author, where I teach you how to craft a book that can really help you scale your business. So every part of the book world, I have written 6 books, I think, at this point. One of them is unpublished, is about to come out in January through Audible. My next full-length book comes out next January. So I've had many book deals and I've written many books, and I can tell you all about the literary world. Okay. So yes, I can absolutely help you with your author and motivational speaker business. Any more questions, or did I get them all? Such great questions, y'all. I love it. And I so appreciate how engaged you are, and just excited you've been. You are so welcome. So, okay. If there's no more questions, let me know, team. Are we good with questions, or is there any more that I did not get to? Let me know. And while they're answering that question, I want to encourage you, for those who missed it, the price of the Hello 7 Mastermind is going up next Tuesday by thousands of dollars. Okay. So if you know you want to join the mastermind, now is the time. All you need to do is fill out an application. So you can see the link in this ticker tape here going by, but hello7.co/mm-apply. It's really quick. You'll be done with it in 5 minutes. Complete the application, book a call with my team. There's no commitment or anything. You just book the call, show up to the call, have the conversation. There's actually a couple of options. So if you want one-on-one coaching with me, that's something that's possible. If you want to join the mastermind, that's something that's possible. There's a few options, and they can tell you all about it, and you will get 2025 pricing. Okay. But you gotta get the call in and then sign up. We've tried to max out our sales calendar, but I know we're not going to have enough slots for everybody who's interested. So fill out your application and book your call right away. And if you can't find the time, just email us, info@hello7.co, and we will help you manually find a time. Okay. Do you lead the weekly calls on the mastermind? I lead a lot of the calls. Yes. So I have coaching calls that I'm doing right now. This year I've been doing them monthly, but that may be changing. I might be doing them more often in 2026. And then I also, if you're in the H7s, I do 2 calls a month with our H7 group. And then at the retreats, I am teaching and speaking along with other Hello 7 team members and guest speakers. And then almost all of the trainings are me. So everything that you're watching in the member site is created by me. And then my coaches are incredible. Okay. So do not sleep on the Hello 7 certified coaches, because several of my coaches have been with me for many years. They have seen the back end of thousands of entrepreneurs' businesses. They can tell you what's working in marketing right now, right? What they are seeing that's working for their clients. So don't sleep, because trust me, they are very well trained. They are experienced business coaches. They are amazing at what they do. They will help you get past your blind spots and advise you on, how to market your business, how to grow your operations. Several of them are experts in AI. So there is a lot to be learned, not just from myself, but from the team. You also will get coached and led by my leadership team. So the leadership team that is running this 8-figure business, that is making the day-to-day decisions, that is helping to grow and scale this company, you get to be led by them as well, including my systems director, my director of programs, my creative director who runs our marketing and our content, by our director of partnerships and sponsorships, if that's a direction that you want to grow your business in. So there is so much opportunity here for you to learn, not just from me, but from the amazing team of Avengers I have assembled for you. Okay. So just know you will be in very good hands. Awesome. Okay. And so we have a planning call that's every Monday. And then we have group coaching calls, a panel with the leadership team, et cetera, all throughout the week. And then you also have all throughout the month, and then you also have your squad call. So every week there is at least one call every single week. Okay. And you don't have to go to all of them, right? What I encourage you to do is, in the beginning, go to as many of them as you can, so that you can see like what really makes a difference for you. Definitely go to your squad calls. I would not miss that. And I think if you go to the weekly planning, that would be killer too. Okay. Okay, so I'll just share with you, this is everything that's included in the mastermind. So you get the growth scale curriculum. So this is the curriculum that I created after working with thousands of entrepreneurs over many years. and seeing the back end of their business, right? And then also I did a bunch of research with the IRS, various studies, to figure out what helps, especially women entrepreneurs, right, grow their companies, right? What gets in our way? What are the challenges, right? What action steps do we need to take? And so I went through and created this curriculum called the Growth Scale Curriculum. And that's what you get access to. That is sort of like the foundation of the mastermind program. Okay. And so that means that, as I was mentioning, you're going to take an assessment when you come into the mastermind. We will figure out what your growth scale level is. And then based on your growth scale level, you're going to be assigned to a squad with people at your growth scale level. You are also going to be assigned a curriculum that is specific for your level. These are the things that you need to do to grow your business to the next level right now. So you're not doing everything under the sun. You're doing a specific finite list of things that's going to really move the needle at your current level. Okay. So that's what the growth scale curriculum is. That alone is worth $15,000. And then we have the licensing agreement to use our Hello 7 operating system. So the system that we use to grow and scale our company, we are giving you access to that in the form of a series of playbooks, right? So if you want to know how we hire at Hello 7, I'm going to teach you, right? It's in there. And then in each playbook, it's showing you how to adapt it to specific industries too. So if you're in retail, if you have a physical product, if you are in a tech business, right, we'll show you how to adapt what is in this playbook specifically to that industry as well. So like we really are trying to think of everything to make it as easy as possible for you to win, okay? You also get live calls with me, strategy sessions with me, in-person retreats. There's 2 retreats that are included, but there's a third one that is available now as a bonus. So you'll get 3 retreats in 2026 when you join by Tuesday, before Tuesday. You get all of our program materials. So we have templates, scripts, job descriptions, various tools, calculators. Like when we create tools and systems, we are literally handing them to you in template format so you can adapt it to your business and immediately run with it. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to win. Okay. Group coaching with the Hello 7 team and our leadership team. You get unlimited one-on-one coaching. Okay. Unlimited. Did y'all hear me say that? Somebody put unlimited in the chat. Okay. So that means when you need a one-on-one, you get a one-on-one. There is no limit. Okay. You get to become a no limit soldier when you join the Hello 7 Mastermind. So this is a huge benefit because when you are like, yo, I need support, I need to jump on a one-on-one and I need help with this specific thing going on right now. Boom. You go on your portal, you schedule the time and it's done. Right. And you can jump on with a coach pretty quickly. And then, of course, you get assigned to your squad and your squad. Trust me, at the retreats, people will be shouting out squad 9, squad 7. Like they are so hype about their squad. You really get to bond with a small group of people. Right. And so that's really special. When you come to the retreats, that group of people, you're going to know them already. And so it just means that like you make friends and you have a group of people that you're working towards the same goals, you know, because you're at the same revenue level. Okay. So we really have designed this because we know how the human brain works. And I've read all the studies, I've done all the research to know what helps people win. And so we've tried to include the specific resources and support that we know you need in order to be successful in this mastermind. Okay. So that's it. This program is valued at $122,000. If you add up all of the very real values, these are real dollar amounts that we either have charged or could charge for each of these individual features of this program. And that's really what it was. Like I used to have various different coaching offers and programs that you could buy separately. And what I decided to do is to take all of it and turn it into one cohesive program that helps you grow your business from 0 to 7 figures, right? Or if you're at 6 figures right now, from 6 figures to 7 figures and multiple 7 figures, okay? So that is what this program is designed to do. We have a ton of people in this program who are at 250,000 and growing to 500. We have a ton of people in this program who are at 500,000 and growing to $1 million. We have a ton of people in this program who are at $1 million and growing to 3 and 5 and 10 million, okay? So that's what we're doing. So that is the value of this program. And the price is way, 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 way less. Okay. So if you want to join the program, you should, because what you're getting is exceptional. And I know because I've been in this industry, I've been in lots of masterminds. A lot of other masterminds are run by friends of mine, people I know. And I know the value that we're providing is off the charts, which is why we're raising the price, right? So I also practice what I preach, and I charge my value and my company's value, but I want to give you this one last chance to get in. There are a limited number of spots. We're only allowing 50 people in at this 2025 pricing before we close it. And we've already had several people join this week. So if you know you want to join, get in here because the price is going up on Tuesday. Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for spending this time. Please let me know. Let me know in the chat if you've booked your call. So just put booked in the chat if you've booked your call already so that I know you've done it and you're ready to go and you've got it on your schedule. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you've booked your call. Oh, yes, Keishel. I love that. One of our masterminders said, since joining the mastermind, she has literally never been stuck because she can book a one-on-one call whenever she's struggling, and then she immediately gets clear. And I love that. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you have booked your call already, filled out the application and booked it. And if you haven't, I want you to ask yourself, why not? Why am I not taking this leap? Why am I not betting on myself? Why am I not taking action if I know this is something that I want to do? Okay. So bet on yourself, get this call booked, and let's make it happen. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for spending this time with us. This was so much fun. I appreciate you. I'm excited to see these applications and to talk to all of y'all and to see how this goes. Thank you for your time and your attention. All right. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
We are here in New York City for the Hello 7 Mastermind Retreat, where over 100 diverse entrepreneurs have gathered to speed up their pathway to becoming millionaires. While we are here in New York, our clients are learning from top speakers, working on their businesses right here in the room in real time. They're also connecting with their squads and building community, as well as being coached on their biggest challenges. If you want to be in a room like this, where you can get access to the training, the coaching, and community you need to build your $1 million business, join the Hello 7 Mastermind.